Welcome back to the lab for another episode of
Brotivation, baby.
That's right.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Episode 7. Man,
Episode 7, man.
We're coming up
You
to
know?
We're coming up to 10, man. We're coming up close.
Almost 10.
Do you know most people quit after like 12, 13 episodes?
Oh, great. So
For
that's
90% of people quit after, but we're not quitting, man. We've been doing this for a while behind the scenes and other places, so we ain't quit, man. Yeah, we've been doing this. Yeah. We know how to stay consistent.
So this may or may not be the last episode of the year. You
Yeah.
know, due to the holidays, Christmas coming up, and New Year's and all that fun stuff. So speaking of which, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to those tuning in to us here.
That's right.
I want to talk about that for a little bit now. So
Yeah, we definitely want to talk about that.
this time of year is pretty. It's tough on a lot of people. but it's also a
it
good
can be
time.
hefty, you know.
Yeah, no, hefty is that's
It
a good
can
word.
be hefty. Yeah.
You know, us guys like myself, you know, we're working day in and day out. You know, trying to crank out that overtime as much as we can.
Right.
Me, I'm gonna get it when I can, but
That's right.
Yeah, it could
you know,
be,
we got
hefty.
families to provide for and whatnot.
Yeah, hefty on people's wallets and hefty on people's stomachs.
Yeah. So, for starters, guys, this time of year, I know a lot of us are worried about getting the gifts and, you know, literal things to give to other people to show that we love them and we appreciate them. No. I mean, yeah, that's part of it, sure. But this isn't a materialistic time of the year. Now, big corporations are going to say it is. But
Yeah, I agree.
you know, what's your kids gonna remember? Some fucking fidget toy that you got them in 2024, or are they gonna remember pictures and videos of you guys, you know, watching your favorite Christmas movies, or having, you know, your aunts and uncles, your mom or your dad around that maybe aren't around anymore? You know, that's the most important part of the year for me, anyways. And Isaac, you were mentioning something about eating like shit, huh?
Yeah, right. So, I mean, a lot of people, I guess, even for Thanksgiving, too, Thanksgiving, Christmas, a lot of people, what they're going to do is they're going to...
4th of July. Any of the holidays, basically.
I got that off next year, by the way.
Yeah, nice.
I'm
There
not
you
working
go.
every holiday.
Yeah, we can
I mean, but
probably do something.
Most
finally.
holidays,
I
right?
mean, yeah, right, exactly.
Grab him by the pussy.
Yo.
Yeah, maybe.
Wrong
Make
one.
Honestly,
America great again.
So,
I was
yeah.
going with the first one.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, so a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people get together, they go to families' houses, right? And this is Diet and Fitness channel, right? And we want you guys to know, you go to this family's house. A lot of people say, "Man, I'm going to like 3 different houses in one day." Well, guess what? Each time you go to a house, you're gonna eat a plate of food, right? And what I want you
Or
guys
like
to know,
4.
Yeah.
right? What I want you guys to know is you don't have to go and fill your plate with till you can't see the plate. Your plate's 5 pounds. Like you're gonna if you are a person that cares about your health and your fitness, which is why you're watching this channel in the first place, because you care about your body and how you look and lifting weights and everything, etc. You shouldn't be eating so much food on those. It's not necessary. Like you can just have a little portion your meals. Have a little bit here, have a little bit there. And if you know you're going to multiple different houses, don't feel peer pressure. Your uncle, your aunt, they're going to tell you, "Oh, eat up.
Boys.
But aunt, uncle, know that I ate up like 3 times before I saw you." You know what I'm saying?
Hey, just
So-
fucking tag me next time, right?
I mean,
No,
if
I know
I'm
they
just
will.
saying,
Well,
you
Billy,
know,
you know, you're like
I
6'5".
need a fat boy sound
I
effect.
mean, you can you know Billy
Like,
needs
if you're-
calories.
If you're a bigger dude,
I got
you
a big
you
bag.
can get away with it. A big bag. That's some trending shit
fuck.
nowadays. Is that big bag shit, you know?
There's some big back action going.
Look, if you're eating a lot of carbs and you're eating a lot of sugars, yeah, you might have big back. I mean, you eating carnivore like me, you're not gonna be big back.
Well, when
know?
you got the Buckeye balls, the peanut butter pie, the cannolis, yeah, I'm gonna fuck up a
Well,
little
think
bit.
about this. You're at a family's house. You eat all the hot food, and guess what? What happens after you eat that? 10, 20 minutes later, the aunt, uncle says, or whoever's hosting the party at the house,
I want
you guys
some
ready for dessert?
sweets. Yeah, I want
And
some
then you go
sweets.
to 3 different houses, and it's like, all right, you do the same thing over and over again. Like, and then on
Yeah.
top of that, when you're done eating for Christmas Day, the next day, you're gonna be eating leftovers of everything you just ate again. So,
like Thanksgiving, dude.
right.
We ate leftovers for the
And,
next
well,
3, 4
same thing
days.
with Christmas. Honestly, Christmas,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is like just as much food.
So that brings up a good point because I remember when Isaac he invited me for a graduation party, for one of the family members.
Yeah, back in
and
the summer. Yeah.
Isaac always tells me his entire family tries to peer pressure him into eating food, like all the stuff that carnivore diet doesn't consist of.
They're still doing. Like
And
they
I
did for
know-
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like Isaac, you made a good point. People feel peer pressured and stuff like that, but you don't have to. I know it sounds kind of weird to other people who aren't dieting or, they don't understand what you can and can't eat, but don't feel peer pressured. Just continue your diet and stick to it. And believe me, at the end of the road, it will be worth it. Trust me. You're always peer pressured, Isaac. I know that. I know you're peer pressured maybe by some other
No,
friends.
yeah. I mean, like
and-
I said,
and definitely family
when
members.
I had Thanksgiving, I'm look,
eating all that mac and cheese.
and I'm going
and
to
that,
the same
that good
family.
ass turkey.
I'm going to
that-
the same fucking family
the
for
cornbread.
for Christmas like I did for Thanksgiving. One of them, they said to me, "Man, Isaac, you lost all his weight, man. Why don't you just like pig out for a little bit? Why
Yeah,
don't
and
you just
that's
enjoy
what
your
average.
day.
That's what average Joe Schmo be
Enjoy
thinking.
your day. Like,
and that's
have some
okay.
dessert. Well, you scared to eat now, Isaac? What's going on here, man?
Yeah, that's
and
absolutely
that's-
not the case.
No.
That kind of
it's-
takes us into our first topic of the night, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna dive into carnivore and alcohol. We all like meat, red meat, right?
And I'm sure some of you out there watching like drinking
If you-
sometimes,
if
at
you-
least in a safe, moderate level.
If you
of it.
partake in the responsible consumption of alcohol, listen up.
Like I don't.
Yes.
All right. Here we go.
We are not endorsing.
Isaac, take it away.
Okay, so one of the reasons why I wanted to start this podcast was because this guy does the powerlifting. Justin does pretty good in fitness, and I do carnivore. So I've been on a carnivore diet for the past 6 months. I've been dieting for the past year, and I've lost 85 pounds in the last year. Half of that has been from the carnivore diet, and I dropped it pretty quick. So with the
I'd say
carnivore,
majority of it, to be honest.
I mean, if in your opinion, yeah, give me your
Honestly,
opinion,
yeah.
yeah, because you look at me and you tell me, yeah, tell me.
Oh, brother.
We're being honest here.
Well, your caloric intake has also dropped significantly, I'd imagine.
I guess, yeah. So,
Wow.
okay, so
We'll get to that.
what the carnivore diet is? Carnivore diet is a subset of keto. Keto is when you're eating less than 50 grams a day of carbs, and your body starts burning ketones and not glucose, right? Your body's burning glucose when you're eating carbs, but your body's burning ketones when it's only it's burning fat as its fuel now.
So for reference, when you consume carbohydrates, your body
burning glucose.
digests it, and carbohydrates turn into glucose, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, right. So your body is
AKA sugar.
Yeah, that too. Well, yeah, it's choosing between like, okay, so protein is one thing, but your body's gonna choose if it's gonna burn off carbs or it's gonna burn off fats. So now when you're on a keto, you're burning fats, and a lot of people when they start learning diet, they're like, oh, I'm scared to eat fats. A lot of people think, oh, well, if I eat a lot of fat, then I'm gonna get fat. No,
Well, there's a
it's-
difference. Saturated and healthy fats. Right?
I mean, that's a whole nother topic, to be honest, man. That's something we can go into later. But like I said, your body is not eating carbs anymore, so now it's gonna start burning fats. So if you look at all these people that are on keto, just regular keto, they're eating a lot of butter. You see people putting butter on everything. I don't agree with putting butter on everything. You can eat a steak and have plenty of fats in that steak, and not have to throw a stick of butter on top of it, like a lot of these people on keto do. Like I said, carnivore diet is a subset of keto. But
I don't know about you, man, but I'm putting butter on fucking everything.
I mean, I don't. I put salt on everything because salt has electrolytes in it.
Probably why
You
my
need-
heart's gonna give out in the next
Nah,
5 years.
man,
But I mean, hey,
Let's hope not.
Well, that's
Damn,
hope not.
Bill.
that's a whole nother.
Fucking dark.
I got
shit,
dark.
dude. Fuck.
Fucking dark.
Somebody
bro.
turn the lights
Yeah.
off. It's fucking dark in here.
Fuck, even your mom shaking her head.
Yeah, shout out to my mom. She's over here for the weekend.
Yeah.
She's
Yes, you make me nervous, damn it.
She's an
Yeah,
off.
because you're not used to talking to front people. That's your problem.
She's an off-screen guest of the show.
We always have
tonight.
guests.
Yeah, we have a live audience.
Sometimes we have. I mean, a lot of good shows have live audience, like Kill Tony. Anyways, yeah. So going back to Carnivore. So I want to talk about the things that are on Carnivore that you can eat, right? So obviously, any kind of meat. No meats have carbs. Unless you throw tons of barbecue sauce on it. But naturally, meat has no carbs. So there's some dairy you can eat. Not all dairy you can eat. You can't have yogurt. Yogurt has carbs in it. You can have cheese. You can have sour cream. You can have heavy cream. You can have different kind of dairies, but you have to make sure it has no carbs.
I don't know. I like plain Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
I like mixing my protein powder with that. Kind of makes like a pudding.
Yeah, right. Like some people might like the texture of it,
Oh, it's delicious.
Right. So like I said, all meats, and a lot of people, they'll tell you, they're like, "Oh, can I have spices? Can I have seasoning?" Yeah, you can have seasons, man. You're not gonna, as long as you're under 50, you gotta be able to enjoy your meat
Who the fuck
somehow. Well, here's the thing.
Listen,
Here's
I
the
don't
thing.
really know much about carnivore. I'm gonna be honest with that.
Well, now I've been studying. Like I said, I've been.
No seasoning either.
I'm
Like,
not gonna.
what-
So I've been red pilled on nutrition all this year. So a lot of people they'll have a lot of butter on their meats because they don't want to have seasoning, because seasonings come from plants, right? And plant-based diet is not carnivore diet, because
Oh my
carnivore
God.
diet is animal-based diet.
So we're taking this shit like
There's different levels to it.
Fuck.
Taking it
Fucking,
raw.
There's different
Fucking
levels to it.
raw.
yeah, I mean, okay, if that case, you might as well just eat everything raw. Don't cook it, nothing. Just fucking eat it.
So
you gotta have some
go to
fucking
an animal,
flavor
cut it
with
in
it.
half, and
No,
just
so
eat it.
so this is why I'm educating the people out there, because they're gonna be like, oh, why are all these people that do carnivore diet or do keto diet have so much butter on all their stuff? Because especially for carnivore, it's like I said, spices come from plants, right? They come from like habaneros, this and that, and they're plants. So, but you're kind of breaking the rule, quote unquote, of it being an animal-based
Jeez
diet.
Louise.
Carnivore diet is an animal-based diet.
Well, black
And-
pepper's technically a berry.
Right, which is a fruit, which comes from a tree. So it's not carnivore. But me personally, I'm not that crazy strict, right? And a lot of carnivores,
Yeah, and here-
they still consider themselves carnivore, even though they're eating seasonings and spices on their meats.
Look, I agree. I mean, don't overcomplicate it, guys. Go on a diet and don't worry so much about the stigma or the fucking labels. Like, oh, hey, Isaac, you're not carnivore. You add spices, which comes from the plant, which comes from the ground, which comes from this kind of soil and all this bullshit. Just fucking eat, man.
I mean,
You
look,
know-
you see a fucking vegan, he's crying when he accidentally eats cheese that's not real. That's actually real cheese.
Oh,
He starts
that-
crying. He goes
those-
crazy because it
those
comes from
are-
an animal.
Those are fucking liberal vegans, man. They're liberals. I haven't seen really any bodybuilders kind of complain over that shit, but hey,
Well,
they're
'cause
probably out
because
there.
they're not liberal like vegans. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole different ball game.
So,
So-
Isaac, since we're on the topic of carnivore, I want to bring up a couple things. What's your take on fiber intake? And I know with
Okay,
a lot of
so
people going on the carnivore diet,
Yeah. So,
they're worried about the fiber
Right,
intake.
right.
Oh, I'm not gonna poop.
dude,
that's kind of a
tell-
concern.
I will tell you, man, that is straight absolute bullshit. You poop once you get used to this diet. Once your body adjusts to this diet, you get used to it, and before you know it, you're starting to use a bathroom like anyone else. You start to,
Really?
yes.
So
absolutely.
what's when you're starting off? What's the frequency of the shit?
So it's gonna
Because
be.
there's a lack of fiber in the diet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, but
So
here's,
then
here's
how do you
another thing.
supplement that?
No, but here's another thing though. Here's another thing you guys gotta understand though. You don't actually need fiber to survive. You don't need it. Once you go deep into the diet like me, and you've learned about it. You don't need fiber. The human body doesn't need fiber. Actually, it really does not. So
But I would.
and I don't get fiber. So I use the bathroom completely fine. The first couple weeks it was tough because your body's going through a transition, a huge transition. The first time ever in his life, you've been taught all your life you need to eat carbs, this and that. But yes, the first couple weeks it's called the keto flu, right? And your body's going through a huge dump of all its water weight, and it's going to a different phase of burning ketones instead of glucose. But I'm not gonna lie, your first couple weeks, your poop is gonna be like a rocket. It's gonna shoot out like a rocket. But after a couple months in, you're gonna be like, all right, you start using the bathroom like you did when you were eating carbs.
So are you saying
get adjusted to
fiber? Are
You don't
saying-
need it.
are you saying fiber is or is not necessary?
Not
in the
necessary. Not necessary.
diet? Well, okay.
Because I don't.
Well,
I,
see,
I,
here's
I
the
haven't
thing.
had
I
in the
would
past
kind
6
of-
months.
I would kind of argue because,
Of course, you don't do my diet.
well, the reason I would is because you say, yeah, I mean, okay, if you want to say in the aspect of fiber isn't necessary, but
It's not.
holding your shit in like that,
I don't anymore,
I
though.
don't
That's
really.
Do you
think
not?
That's,
Do you not? Did you
well,
not
that's
hear what
why I
said
asked the question: what's the frequency of the shits?
that? Okay, so what
Usually, I go every
use,
day or
I use a bathroom
every
like
other day.
I use a bathroom
Sometimes
like
twice a day.
yeah. I'm
I use a
very big
bathroom
boy.
every day or every other day. Now,
Okay, yeah. See, that
Yeah.
makes sense because I remember when you started, you were telling me it was every like fucking 4 days or something. I was like,
that's when
don't
I first started, man.
Yeah,
That's
right.
When I first started,
and that's
yes.
what the viewers
I was
probably
going through
are
a
questioning
transition
as well.
yeah.
So that's why I want to bring that up.
Right. No. Right. And right, exactly right. And a lot of people will think that, but that's why society teaches you to be scared of diets like this, and just go eat their rice and their grains and their processed food, because this goes back to when the food pyramid was made. There was a lot of scientists that got paid off to say that this works, because they had to figure out how we're gonna feed all these people. The population of the world is starting to grow and it's getting bigger and bigger. How are we gonna feed all these people? And it's not easy to get meat like it is to get a lot of rice, a lot of grains, a lot of different carbohydrates. So that's why they made the food pyramid, and they started to add all these things in it that humans don't need. But they had to figure out how to feed people, right?
On
And
a
that's-
budget?
That's everything
Right,
is
on a budget, yeah.
Everything's a fucking business. If you guys are in
Right,
America,
and meat
you
is
gotta realize
expensive.
that everything in the world on the face of the earth is a business.
You
So-
know, a lot of people tell you
Even scientists.
a lot of
Sometimes
peop-
scientists will bullshit a pitch to investors
So
to get them to invest.
You know, a lot of people
so
say
is the incarceration business.
Incarceration.
That's
A lot of
gonna
people
be
teach you-
deep one if
a
we
lot of
even
people
think we
teach
can
you
dare dive into that one.
We can do that rabbit hole.
an
some other
apple a
time.
day is how to keep the doctor away,
Let me tell you.
or bro, a steak a day is how you keep the doctor away.
So Isaac, I want to
I'll
ask
tell
you
you that much.
The apple's kind of funny, but
Isaac, I want to ask you a couple of questions here in regards to your diet. Okay.
Yeah.
So you say fiber is not necessary, right?
Yes, not necessary.
Now explain this to me
gotta
though.
shit right
So
now.
your
Fuck me.
your kidneys and your liver are constantly they're filtering waste.
Right, exactly.
You know, well, why are they constantly filtering waste if you're eating per se clean, right? You know,
I'm gonna kind of.
there's a bunch of harmful chemicals. There's all sorts of stuff in our water these days. There's even pharmaceuticals in our meats these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing's fresh unless you
Yeah.
go out.
Unless you
on
have
your
your own
own.
farm, your own garden, you pick it that day and you eat it the same day. You cannot beat that.
Right. You
There's
find
literally nothing that can beat that.
You find an animal in the wild, you hunt it, you
yeah,
harvest
you
it.
just start eating it. Don't even
That's as
skin
clean
it. Just
as you
eat
can
it.
get.
No, absolutely, yeah.
You know, but if we're gonna buy things from the store, there's always additives.
Yeah.
You know,
But it's gonna
Yeah,
be hard
there
to
always
process
is.
meat like it is gonna be processed
Well, sure.
other stuff in the grocery store.
you know, and I guess what you're saying is your body adjusts to the lack of fiber over time. But
Yeah, the body's naturally an adaptive organism.
because I've never done pure carnivore. I have done
Right.
I have
Shit.
done
I think
Atkins
a lot of
or
people have.
damn near
And
strict keto.
And I've done both, you know.
And
so
I
it's
still
like-
needed fiber in my diet. You know, I got that from certain vegetables. And
But what makes you
whatnot
think you need fiber though? You personally.
to help my kidneys and liver process waste, so I can
Okay.
shit.
I mean, I'm just telling you. I'm here to tell you, like, I have no problems no more.
You
using the
must be
bathroom.
like a unicorn or something.
Dude, no.
I
either
definitely
either
need
you don't
fiber.
believe me or you don't think it's true, or I'm a unicorn.
No, I'm just saying I needed the
Because-
fiber,
I don't need it.
and so that's where my confusion kind of.
Well, Billy, have you
Yeah.
ever tried something that hasn't given you fiber and you took a shit like a fucking week later?
Wait, but hold on a second, Billy.
no,
Have you actually, Billy?
my
Have you
diet-
tried a diet without fiber at all, for months on end?
No, I don't.
Well, that's
don't
what I'm
think
telling
so.
you. I'm
Maybe I
saying,
think
give
that
it a
would
shot.
be a try because right now I'm
Yeah.
kind of constipated and I eat fucking fiber.
Well, you're also probably dehydrated.
Dehydrated. I drink like a gallon of water.
So for the audience listening,
I always
drink it all
carry.
yet?
I always carry. Yeah, I always
What I-
carry. You guys know I always carry around my jug of water with me.
Okay, so
Yeah.
for the audience
Wherever,
listening right now,
so.
I think they all can tell you about to use the bathroom pretty soon.
Yeah, maybe. You guys will know.
What the fuck's that you
Fucking sweating right now.
So,
Get the fuck out my face with
Oh.
that shit.
all right.
Trying to take a shit, man.
You know, I just know there's common
You can't hear this stream deck,
misconceptions.
but goddamn.
I know there's common like misconceptions in
should've
the
gave you
carnivore
headphones.
community.
No, there is the.
Is there?
A
And,
lot.
and so that's
There's a
kind of
lot.
what I wanted to ask you about.
No, because
kinda
and that's
debate
honestly the
with you.
most debates I get. The most people tell me they're like, "How can you do his diet without being constipated?" It's like that's the number one question I get
Isaac,
from people.
that's exactly what I thought at first when you told me like, oh, I'm shitting every 4 or 5 days, whatever. I'm like, I don't know if that's good or not.
Okay,
But then
yes.
eventually you got over
Yes,
that
I
hurdle,
guess,
and I was
right.
like, oh, okay, fuck. Well, I guess.
Okay,
it's-
so
And
let me tell-
constipation is also a form of dehydration, or it's a consequence of dehydration.
Okay, so I'll tell you this though.
Before I
Okay, so on this diet, you
Yes.
have to get electrolytes. You have to get salt. You just electrolytes and salt. If you don't get electrolytes, start drinking electrolyte packets, right? If you do not, I'm telling you, you're doing yourself a disservice. There's some reasons why I might have been constipated. Because at first, when I did this diet, I wasn't educated fully.
yeah.
So I had
I
to.
was just going dry rub, man.
So I had
Try
to start
rub.
taking the electrolytes. So when I started doing that, yeah, my body was hydrated again, and I was able to use the bathroom more often. And I was struggling at first. I started taking Oxbile to use the bathroom, right?
Okay, so you're using like electrolyte packets, like
Yeah.
pre-made mixtures.
Yeah, which we're not gonna say what it
whatnot.
is, cause fuck them.
You can get it anywhere, man. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, well,
so
fuck 'em.
so my question is, I mean, those get kind of pricey, right?
Yeah, they can honestly.
So
yeah.
what about like coconut water? I know that's a fantastic form of electrolytes.
Okay, so there's a couple things that are in electrolytes that you can get, and then you get in your electrolytes: potassium, sodium, magnesium. As long as you're getting those, you're getting a lot of those, like at least like 1,000 milligrams each of those a day. You're getting hydrated.
And you can find a lot of that in coconut
Right,
water too.
that's what I'm saying,
Or you
yeah,
can get the
so-
packets like he does. I mean, that's his preference, but
But
You
and
know,
I do
for
I,
those of
I do
us-
put a lot of salt on my meats. I do salt my meats pretty good because
for those
like
of
I
us
said,
with
there's
a
electrolytes and
really
salt.
not as big wallet, I would say look for different varieties of electrolytes, guys. Good Powerade, Gatorades are fine. Just I prefer the zero sugar ones, just because I don't like all that added sugar. It's unnecessary.
I definitely do recommend a Gatorade.
Or even like Body Armor's fine, but again, you got to watch the sugar.
I don't
in
recommend
those,
Gatorade because the
but-
the added sugar that's in it.
Well, that's why you gotta
So-
get the zero sugar ones, like I'm talking about.
Yeah, if it still has the sodium and the potassium and magnesium, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah,
The
which-
sodium is
which-
number one,
which-
honestly.
which-
But
yeah,
yeah,
but guys, if
Um,
if you're looking for a really good form of electrolytes, like just straight to it, like you said, the packets are really good.
Especially if you guys are high. If you guys have a really high athleticism, you work out a
sweat
lot, you do a lot
yeah,
of running,
right,
a lot
right.
of sweating.
you gotta drink more.
It's not always about water. You can run a marathon and drink tons of water and still pass out. So
Yeah, you're
it's
gonna
the
need some salt
sodium.
there
It's the
too.
sodium intake.
sodium for sure, which is crazy to think is like, oh, that dehydrates me. Well, your body needs salt.
Yeah, but
It's gonna need
you
the
sweat
salt
out
too.
The salt, so.
So a couple different varieties of salt for those looking into the carnivore diet that I'm aware of.
And I'll pitch mine's next. Yeah, go ahead.
I've heard that to really stay away from the pink Himalayan salt
Yeah,
because it comes from China, right?
it does.
And that runs the risk of added chemicals and factors.
Yeah,
that
you
we
should
may not
see
know
how they
about.
make their stuff. So
I mean, that's just what I've heard, from around the your
Okay,
neck
so-
of the woods of the community. But
I mean,
yeah, I mean it's probably true.
there's also
To
like
be absolutely honest.
like there's Celtic sea salt and Baja Gold salt, and I'm not too familiar with those guys, but I have heard of those, so I just wanted to pitch those out there.
Okay, so the only thing I'll plug is
Nature's Gatorade though, coconut water.
So I buy salt. I only buy one kind of salt. I buy Redmond's real salt. It's actually real salt that comes from underneath in the ground. It's natural salt.
Redmond's
Redmond's
Okay.
real salt. Yeah, it's real salt. A lot of people. And here's the thing: when you buy a lot of that salt at the store, the iodine salt or whatever it is, it doesn't clump, right? Real salt clumps. You buy a packet of a container of it, it clumps. Real salt clumps. Okay, so real salt clump. So yeah, I buy Redmond's real salt, and
Where do you
that's
get
what I
this from?
use.
Just like a local
I
grocery
buy it on
store?
Amazon.
Or
You can't get it at a grocery store. Yeah,
No?
you can't really get
So
it
it's
unless
only
you
on,
go to
like-
Whole Foods or something. But
So like the higher up.
One of those like
grocery
bougie ass stores.
yeah,
where-
yeah, bougie
Yeah.
stores.
Okay.
It's all health conscious. But I buy it on Amazon. Yeah.
Oh, look
So
at
I
that.
buy Redmond's real salt on Amazon. I buy my lights on Amazon or at the local store. You can get them.
Hey guys, dude, just order bundles of
And
shit.
here's the thing: if you don't feel like spending money on electrolyte packets, and they can get pretty pricey, they can get between like $1 to $2 a packet. And I drink 2 packets a day. So if you don't feel like doing that, be a fucking straight G and just drink salt water. Salt your water and just drink it, chug it. Yes,
Fucking hell. Okay.
Yeah.
It.
that's how you want to get
That's
hydrated.
kind of fucking.
And
That's when
It's
you
cheap.
have like
It's the cheapest way. Then go ahead.
when
do
you have
it.
strep throat or something.
And
No,
y-
this
you
dehydrate
also,
too.
You throw salt in it and
You-
you gargle it.
Isaac, you also
This
don't really
conversation
like
make me thirsty.
Isaac, you don't really work out.
I don't work out at
So-
all. Yeah.
At least not yet.
If somebody was to be active, like physically active, like 3 to 5 times a week, would you recommend doubling that amount that you take for that person?
Depends
Yeah,
how
yeah.
athletic.
Well, yeah. See that
Like
goes,
working out or
that
they're
goes
working
to
out, boxing,
how
running.
active your lifestyle is, right?
Regardless of the activity, right?
Wow.
It doesn't matter if you're physically whether you're walking or you're jogging. You're
Okay,
running
so-
marathons. You're
so
weightlifting.
let's throw a
you're in a combat sport.
let's throw an example.
You
here.
need electrolytes.
if
and
you're-
gonna need them more than somebody who doesn't exercise.
So let me break this down. So
If you're on this
you're
diet, of
on the
course.
carnivore diet and you are active 5 times a week, sweating, my man, I need you to double. I get in 2,000 milligrams of sodium a day. You need to probably double it to 4,000 a day. Okay. Because I don't sweat that much, honestly. In my job, I don't sweat, but I don't hold no water weight, so I need more sodium, right? Because the carbohydrates, they hold water weight. Carbohydrates hydrate your body, help you hydrate. So, yeah, if you're sweaty and you're on carnivore diet, you have an active lifestyle, you will feel it. You'll listen to your body. Trust me, you listen to your body. My body told me, look, my legs started cramping. My body started cramping. If your body's still here's the thing. So what I did was I was only drinking 1 electrolyte packet a day for many months, right? My body started cramping. I'm like, why the fuck am I still cramping? What did I do? I drank 2 a day. And guess what? I don't cramp anymore. My body's telling me, hey, you need more sodium. You need more electrolytes. And that's what I did.